Leandre got the juice.
Yo, Doug, what's good? Good morning, Doug. What's good, Doug? What's good? What's good? What's good, Greg? Good morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let me get some roll tides in the chat.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let's get it.
Remember, when you see me in the streets,
Let's get it. Let's go. I know y'all hype. Let's go, man. Y'all ready to get to the show today? Appreciate everybody for being in here today. For real, man. We here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Doug. I see y'all in the live, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We got a quick show this morning, hour and a half segment that we're going to do. Just doing the open talk segment. Basically getting into all the conversations surrounding college football today. And then we will be going live again today, and we'll be doing some hot topics around the sports space in college, not just college, but in sports, talking NBA, talking everything. And then also, let me try to figure this out on my. I'm trying to figure this out on the TikTok side, chat. We got mad love on the TikTok side the other day, so let's remove this. Let's add a source. Let's add that. OBS virtual.
Leandre got the juice.
All right, boom. All right, I think we're gonna run it like that. And then rotate. Let's flip it. Oh nah, Doug, we not even live. I mean, we're not even doing the call in right now. I'm slick just trying to get this okay, that's stretch. All right, let's leave it like this then. All right, so we about to be live on TikTok right about now, mate. Bama football. All right, we live on TikTok in about 3 seconds. Here we go. What's good, Brendan? Coach Smook, Roll Tide, showing some love from Destin, Florida. Appreciate you for showing love from Destin, Florida, man. Appreciate that love. Appreciate that love. We definitely appreciate it. Hey, listen, if you're tapping in on TikTok, let me know how it sounds. Tap that screen on TikTok. We're here for the Coach Smook Morning Show. We got to change the category over here. It's definitely not Warzone. Let me end this live on TikTok real quick. I gotta fix it, chat, before we get into the show. I gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. We don't want that one. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're good on TikTok. Boom. All right, now let's get into the show, chat. All right, before we get into this thing and really dive into it, I just want to give you all the opportunity to continue to support the Coach Smook Network, man. Here we're doing some changes, brought some quality changes to our network as far as ways to support. The best way to support is by liking and subscribing to the channel. Like every video, subscribe to it, and then to help us grow. Just leave a comment. Put me in the game, coach. That was a good show. Horrible take. Something. Every time you watch a video, if you tap into the Coach Smook Network, make sure you tap in, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, or dislike. Just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you stay in tune with the content, and make sure your notifications on. Turn on the bells so that you don't miss any live notifications. We got 6 here live on the YouTube channel right now. I'm trying to move my counter up here. And this was a random live. We haven't been doing our live morning shows this early, but we're getting back to it. So if you're tapping in now on the TikTok side, we'll be migrating our live morning show over here to TikTok. So you all can tap in for all my Bama Nation, all my SEC football, my college football fans over there. And you love to we dive deep into college football, but we also have NBA playoffs going on right now. Some great games last night. We're going to talk about those a little bit today, not on this show, but today, throughout the day, we'll be getting some content out about that. Then for all of our high school recruits, whether that's basketball, baseball, football, that's male and female, softball. What else we got? Track. We're doing it everything. We're networking. We're providing a platform for every high school athlete, every amateur athlete to get an opportunity for exposure on the platform. So if you're looking to get some exposure, you're looking to get a chance to get to the next level after high school, continue your collegiate career, your athletic career at the collegiate level, check us out at Coach Smook Network. Subscribe to the channel. And starting in May 1st, we are starting our Check 'em Out Coach series, where we'll just be looking at all types of highlights, whether it's basketball, football, track, baseball, anything that's going to help the athlete get to the next level. We'll be checking it out. And if you want to support that, continue to support it by checking us out at Coach Smook at YouTube. On YouTube at Coach Smook on all platforms, primarily YouTube. But welcome into the show. Don't forget, when you walk into the show, hit that like button. I don't care if you don't hear nothing I say, just tap that like button. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. All right. And then also, last but not least, if you really want to help this channel go, you want to support monetarily, or you want to support while you're getting this behind the scenes access to everything Bama, everything inside scoop for sports. Think about becoming a member of our YouTube channel, becoming a member of the AAA family, and getting that wristband and earning your birth certificate. We say get your wristband because that's how you get acknowledged as a member. If you come over to our YouTube side, you will see some personnel in the chat. They have different icons next to their name. They're able to use special emojis. You want to get access to that, subscribe to the channel via YouTube. It's $2.99 a month to start off. We got a VIP section. I mean, we got the VIP membership. What's up, Cole? Where your wristband at? While we talk about wristbands, my twin in the chat. She ain't even got her wristband. Southeast Texas, appreciate that for joining in on TikTok, family, for real. And then we're also getting this the chat updated, y'all, so that we can have the TikTok chat pop up on the screen too. So for TikTok users, all y'all TikTok people that's tapped in over there, supporting, showing love, we want to see what y'all have to say too. So shout out to all 15 of y'all over there on TikTok. Listen, become a member of the AAA family. If you want to know how to become a member, click the there's a link in the chat. The moderators can provide it for you, or type exclamation mark, type in 3 A's and press enter, and you'll see the link pop up. That's a way. Shout out to all our sponsors, all of the Yarn apparel for the urban streetwear. I'm excited today. Urban streetwear, Yarn apparel. My brother Sai, he got his brand is taking off. A lot of us are just in that mode, man. And then shout out to Man of Standard Executive Security. Thank you all for sponsoring. Who else we got, man? Ghost Energy Drink. Appreciate y'all for allowing us to become an affiliate. Supporting. If you all want discounts on bulk orders of bulk Ghost Energy Drink, we're gonna have a promo code here soon if you are energy drinker. But also that's primarily for y'all know we fitness geeks, right? We love to be fit, we love to work out. So we're trying to find gyms or people who do fitness to partner with, be a partner, provide you some Ghost Energy Drink supplements. You know, everybody has their preference, but you know, your preference ain't everybody's preference. So definitely would like to get you all tied in with that. And then we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to just waste time to allow everybody come in. I know it's an early morning, y'all on y'all way to work, so I'm trying to set it up to where y'all could come in. Now, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday when we do this, it will be jumping right into the show from 7 a.m. till 8:30. We will just be talking straight up sports talk, radio show style. We're getting back to what we started at, because on May 1st, y'all, we'll be celebrating a year. And speaking of celebrating a year, we are almost at our 3K goal on YouTube chat. I am so excited. What was crazy is I ordered some DoorDash 2 days ago. Well, yesterday. No, that was yesterday. I ordered DoorDash yesterday, and the lady, the woman that pulled up, she was a diehard Bama fan. I mean, diehard, chat. And it was to the point where she seen I had on a Bama shirt, she had on a Bama t-shirt, but also on her van, the front license plate cover was the Alabama Big Al logo, you know. So I was like, Roll Tide. She said, Roll Tide. I said, hey, if you really love Bama football, check out my YouTube channel. Why this lady pulled up her phone, and the last video she was watching on YouTube was the short about Alabama's defensive line rotation, the one we just posted probably three days ago. She just so happened to be on YouTube before she picked up my order, and she said she was watching, just trying to catch up on the content and everybody's content. She said she watches Mick Gillespie, and she watches the Next Round. She watches those guys heavy, and she said my short popped up in one of the feeds that came up from the Next Round. It popped up in her while she was scrolling, and she said she listened to the defense. She was like, oh, this young man looks like this young guy knows what he's talking about. And she said when she pulled up, she didn't want to be weird by thinking it was me. So it was her, and then it was another lady. When she pulled up, she was, of course, I'm in Montgomery, Alabama, so you know we got a lot of Bama fans, Auburn fans. Another lady pulled up. She just had her, you know, her Bama stuff on. I asked her if she was a Bama fan. She hit me with subscribe, but the first young lady that pulled up, man, it was a weird She was like, "Oh my God, I literally just seen you on YouTube, and I'm delivering." It was a good experience. So y'all, I'm not posting any personal stuff on social media for the next 30 days. But when we come back from that fast, that cleanse or whatever, I'll share that content with you all. So that was fun. That was fun to encounter that. But sitting here, tapping into the show. If you're here now, we've been live for now, 16 minutes. Let's get into the show, man. If y'all are ready to jump into the show, let's jump into the show. Let's get these conversations started. What's up, Sully? I see you in the chat, Brody. Good to see you, man. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, we're going to get into the conversations this morning. Hopefully y'all ready. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to get into it. So give yourself a hand clap. Thank y'all for pulling up. Let's get into the conversation. College football is dying. College football is dying. And I say this with a very hard heart, because Coach Saban tried to save us from this. He warned us about this, and you had parents that didn't like what he said. Parents think that Coach Saban was using players. But where was all of this energy when he was putting these previous players that literally weren't getting a path to the NFL, right? Where was all this noise when he was getting those same players that weren't necessarily getting it legally, right? We weren't getting NIL legally. Everybody was always been getting money. The collegiate football game industry has always been flooded with money movers. People putting money in hands where moves need to be made. It's always been affected. The sports has always been affected by money, right? And that's what's happening right before our eyes. And it's been happening. It's just because we have social media now, it's like we seeing it in real time. What's up, MJ? Good morning, my brother. Yes, and that's what I was going to jump on. We're talking about literally college football. We just watched a trade happen between UCLA and Tennessee. Not necessarily a trade, because you didn't have money exchanged directly from each program, but you had money exchanged from boosters who support these programs, right? And there's a lot of dirty stuff behind this Nico situation, but I want you all to know, and I want you all to be aware that that's not the only situation in college football. That's not the only thing. That's the only thing. I see you on TikTok. What you got to say? You met me on a game. What game you met me on? Did I play sports? Yes, I played sports. Played a lot of sports. Still can play. Still can go. But yeah, so you look at the game of college football, it's a lot going on in the game. When it comes to the portal, man, you got to think it's not a lot of quality backing to say that players in the portal have immediate success, right? You look at guys that, and I'm gonna just speak on the guys that have either come through Alabama or have left Alabama. Most of you guys that are having success in the portal, post-portal, they're usually your third or fourth year guys that's in the portal. They've been at a program for 3 years. They've competed, and now they've just maximized their peak. They've peaked in that system, and they cannot get into the rotation. They can't get into the game plan. So that in that situation like that, when you have situations like that, I think you have a very fitting cause to hit the portal and go create value for yourself elsewhere, right? I turn around and I look at it on the other side where you have guys, true freshmen, who played starting snaps last year for some teams, right? You look at red shirt freshmen who probably didn't play as true freshmen, but still need to develop if they want to play in this scheme, right? And if you have a red shirt freshman going into their third year on campus, second year on the field, I think you gotta kind of be lenient towards those situations when they're looking for opportunities. You want to play at least 2 years. You want, idealistically, right? Ideally, you want to be able to present the NFL with 2 years of tape when you get to the college. either enough tape from a startup year and a full year starter or contribution year, or 2 years of full contribution. You're really good if you can show 3 years, especially as a true freshman, kind of like Will Anderson, Caleb Downs is going to be able to do that. Guys that start as true freshmen, Malachi Moore was able to do it. 5 years of tape showing where he grew as a true freshman in 2020 all the way up to last year. I mean, this past season. So I look at what the college football landscape is becoming. When you factor in NIL and this portal and how there are no real parameters around it, you're taking away from the overall development of the collegiate player. And shout out to my guy, DeBarrow over there on TikTok with the gifts, man. We got how many gifts from him already? 1, 11, 20, 24 gifts from my guy. We got 9 roses, 10 TikTok juke joints. He said 10 heart fingers, them little heart fingers. I mean, 4 of those, and then another rose. So 10 total roses, 10 TikTok symbols. Was that all one? Al one? I appreciate you, man. And he said he played with me on COD before. Appreciate you. But appreciate the gifts, man. Give him a hand clap over there. And y'all, if y'all want to tap in on TikTok, on YouTube side, I don't mind for this live. Just go ahead and tap that screen. It really helps. If you on TikTok, tap that screen, man. We're trying to get 500 likes on this live. 500 likes on the TikTok stream. As a matter of fact, I think it's 1K. I think my goal is 1K. Got an hour. Yeah, I need a 1K. So tap that screen for you, boys, if you're live on TikTok, and then drop a like on YouTube if you're over on the YouTube side. All right, back to it. So, like I said, NIL portal is taking away the development factor of what college football is supposed to do. And in the hindsight and in the long term, I believe, or in the near future, not necessarily long term, in the near future, I believe this is going to force the hand of the professional league to kind of push back and force parameters around NIL and portal. Because you're looking at it, you got college kids who have not even proven themselves. You got somebody like Nico, right? Came into Tennessee as a true freshman, making over $1 million from what he was able to do at some prep academy or whatever school he went to, wherever he came from. I want to say it was California. I believe he came from California, Hawaii. I don't know. Wherever Nico came from, it wasn't like he played against elite competition. But he convinced, and we allow social media and the media and all these camps and stuff, Florida and Tennessee allowed them to convince them that this young man was proven enough to be paid anywhere near from 2 to 6 million his freshman year. Right? Anywhere, that's what his value, his name, image, and likeness, that's the value it created for itself. The funny thing about value, chat, is, and I'm going to say this a lot, the funny thing about value is I can preach something. I can say this is what Coach Smook can do as far as Coach Smook Network and how we provide informative, creative content around sports information, right? But until I actually provide some consistency and an actual product behind that, it's kind of hard to believe. Now, you have some people that are risky, that are gonna gamble, right? Hold on, y'all. I gotta answer the phone. This is my baby calling. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sweetie. I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, you go ahead, huh?
You feeling okay?
I can barely talk.
I know. I'm gonna call you once I get off live. I'm not gonna be live that much longer.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Everybody in the chat said, "Hey, Lee Bay."
Hey, everybody.
They hear your little nasty sick voice. I'm gonna let you go, baby. Love you.
All right, love you too.
My baby ain't feeling good, chat. See, that's what we do on the Coach Smook Network. I cannot miss my phone call from my baby, man. Gotta answer that phone call for my baby. She ain't feeling good. I gotta get over there and take care of her today. So if I'm out of pocket today, it's because I gotta go and check on my baby. So if y'all could send up a prayer for anybody dealing with sickness, but a special one for my baby, man, for Lee Bay, y'all. But tapping back into the conversation, I lost my train of thought. I seen a face on my phone and kind of messed me up. Here we go. So development, one, that's the biggest thing. We're going to see a lot of players miss out on development because you're not giving yourself that 11 to 13 month curve of active engaged development, meaning where you're not able to go to workouts with teams, right? It's one thing to do individual workouts and sharpen your skills, but if you're not competing against somebody that's trying to obtain the same thing you are, right? They're not giving the same type of grit. You're not ever going to learn anything outside of your comfort zone, outside of your will well of development. And that will stunt your progression as far as your career, right? One guy that I think really benefited from not being able to jump in the portal, but having to develop in a system and then creating value for himself in the portal was Isaiah Barnes, right? He developed in a broken system, became a primary target in a broken system, and was able to create value for himself. Even though, to me, like I said, I've always had an issue with Isaiah Barnes' hands. He ain't never been the fastest. Came in with a lot of hype to Bama with a great crew of receivers. But once he got to the portal and went to Texas, we saw how ineffective he was at Texas. We didn't see him make a lot of great plays. We saw his draft stock take a hit after doing all of that hype. But he created that value by what he did at the collegiate level. He didn't come out of high school, right, and was able to be saying, give me $7 million, right? He did something at the collegiate level to prove that, hey, I'm an asset. And now you can market. That's what I think NIL needs to do. So for the freshman class, when you're an incoming freshman, a freshman signee, I think you, I'm not going to jump. That's number one, development. You're killing development. You're not allowing kids, these young men, to create development, value for themselves through development, right? You see these kids, the preferred walk-ons. It's crazy that preferred walk-ons are announcing that they're hitting the portal, right? It's even crazier that we are seeing, not even preferred walk-ons, that we're seeing like players that don't even have scholarship offers saying that they're hitting the portal. How are you even in the portal? Like, how does that even work? How do you classify being in the portal if you don't even have a scholarship? Because if you don't even have a scholarship as a walk-on, you don't even have, like, walk-ons aren't, it's not mandatory for them to show up to practice. It's not mandatory. Because you know what happens if you miss a practice or if you don't show up, if you don't meet your walk-on obligations? They just take you, like, they stop letting you go to the DFAC. They stop letting you go to the nutrition facility and all of that stuff. Like, that's all that happens. At the end of the day, as important as you are as far as the development of the team, you're just a number as a walk-on. But the fact that we're in this phase where walk-ons can create NIL value for themselves, how? Do we have I believe college football, and like, I'm trolling at the same time, but this could happen. This could happen. I believe college football is going to get to a point where you have players that don't get recruited out of high school, right? You will have players in high school really, hey, I'm trying to make the practice squad at Alabama. If I can't get a D1 offer, I want to sign to play for because you're going to have to compensate the practice squad players now. You're going to have to compensate the preferred walk-ons. So development, the lack of parameters without some type of bearing is killing college football. And then the fact that we have to make pitches and buy players in recruiting. Recruiting is taking a hit. It's hard to go into a family's living room in today's game, in today's college football recruiting landscape, and really just be genuine and pitch. Not necessarily pitch. Give a system or a plan that says, hey, I want to provide you the best opportunity, not only to be a winner, not only to be to play for Alabama, but to get to the NFL, to develop you as a player. But I want you to get a degree too. I remember when the degree talk was like a knockout home run. Like, how many players can we say went to the NFL from the University of Alabama and currently have a bachelor's or a master's or, our doctorate? How many players can we add? Can we put on that list and take that as a pitching point? It doesn't matter anymore. You got a lot of players that believe that they can really go and be a one and done guy. Kids that aren't being challenged in the classroom in high school, this is their segue. This is their easy way out. I can go to Texas, northern Texas, right? Or I can go to Tulane, or I could go to Memphis. Some of these schools that don't necessarily have the Power 5 programs, but I could be that local kid, blow up, boom, be a local sensation. Everybody knows me. And Alabama might want me, but they got requirements. Georgia Tech, Florida, all Vandy, all these other schools might want me, but they got academic requirements. Memphis, not so much. Maybe if Memphis got enough in their budget to get a star player like me, $120K to sign with them, just $120K, and that's good for me, coming from where I come from, right? I'm not focused on staying in the classroom, none of that. But then I go to Memphis for a year, and let's say it just don't work out. I'm not the player I was in high school, which usually happens, and I don't get to get on the field, and I'm not seeing eye to eye with the staff. What happens then? You got a player that's been given money that hasn't proven nothing. He feels entitled. Now he hits the portal saying, I was this dude here, so I can go. And then you go somewhere else and you have the same problems, and nobody's teaching because the money's in their face. You can't tell them then. You make them mad. They've already got that $12,000 check for the month. $12,000 to a college student can make you feel like you can get by for a little while. I know these for facts because I did it with $800 in college once a month. So we're killing the game by leaning forward into these new age precedences, right? Everything needs to be done now, and that's not the way. That's not how you create quality. So my question to you all in the chat, first of all, have you dropped a like on the stream on YouTube? If you haven't, make sure you drop that like on the stream. I'm gonna pull a poll in the chat, man. I'm gonna put a Q&A in the chat. No, let's put a poll. Is NIL killing college football? I want everybody to answer this chat. I want everybody to answer this poll in the chat while I get to the comments in the chat. My boy MJ Thompson said, Coach Smook, I was of the belief that NIL was for athletes to create value for themselves with sponsorships and not money from schools they are attending. You know what's crazy? NIL, name, image, and likeness, right? The value you can create off of your name. Okay, Nico, I'm a leaving, right? That name in itself is attractive. It's different. It's okay. It creates value for itself. But is that value for yourself? Does that have anything to do with you playing for Tennessee? Right? Does that have to do with, like, why does Tennessee have to pay you this? Your name was making money for you before you got to Tennessee, right? Why do we let that bleed over into the college football aspect? If a player can be at home in the summer, because this is all NIL was supposed to do. Instead of sending the player home to work in the summer to make money while he's in the off season and trying to train, guess what NIL does? It allows that player to go home and shoot a few commercials at the local high school, or it allows that player to, because they left Slipknot, Alabama, right? They went to Slipknot. They grew up in Slipknot, Alabama, and then they messed around and signed to the University of Alabama. Nobody in Slipknot, Alabama knows what Slipknot, Alabama is, right? Nobody. You probably claim the town next to it. You probably don't even know that you're from Slipknot. But you got that guy that came from there. Now he can go home, the car dealership, the local car dealership, if they want to use his face to do a commercial and then cut him a check, that's what NIL is supposed to do, right? Legally. But it should not have a bearing on what a player's depth position. It should not affect, like, NIL should not minimize what commitment is to the university. And how do we get into the system and we find out how to separate NIL and commitment, right? My thing is this: if NIL is going to be provided by the universities, by the collegiate, okay, let's say NCAA NIL or collegiate NIL, right? Collegiate NIL, athletic NIL. Let's really be specific on what NIL, what players, college athletes, what type of revenue they could pull in for themselves. And I'm gonna say this: there's a lot of loopholes in it, and that's what's happening with the system now, because they can throw you on a Tennessee jersey and put on your football pads and helmet and go do a photo shoot. But guess what's happening at that Michelin tire photo shoot for that football player? You got Mr. So-and-so, who's the local gambler, money mover in the city, right? He's at that photo shoot. Then you got this loan shark, this bet money keeper. He's paying this person to come and watch this photo shoot to drop this money bag off. So if you get people in place to where you don't have to hide this stuff, and now you're not affecting what's happening in the locker room, you're forcing these players that we're paying now, that we're allowing to create value for themselves through football and what they do with the football program, and for the university through the football program or the basketball program or the baseball program, their stats, their highlights, them showing up to events for the program that have to do like camps, all of that stuff. That's how you create value. So all of those things have to start being outlined, and then you give them the freedom to have representation outside of the university, right? And your university now can set stipulations in. All right, you're committed to the University of Alabama for a minimum of 2 years. This scholarship is good for 2 years. And this is the part I want to get to. This is how I believe you start off. I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but this is how I believe you start to fix the college football culture. You put in place, say, freshman signs, he commits, early sign, national letter of intent, right? That's 2 years minimum before you could hit the transfer portal. 2 years minimum. And in that 2 years, you are capped for your value as far as NIL. I don't care if you're a true freshman, 5-star, Keelan Russell type, you shouldn't be able to make more than $100K. All right? Or if we're going to do it like that for freshmen, let's say the cap for freshmen is $40K. If you're a scholarship athlete as a true freshman, $40K should be good enough. Just money just outside of what you get with your scholarship, room and board and all of that stuff that's already covered in your scholarship. The money that you want that you would average, even if you had to work a 9 to 5 as a collegiate athlete at McDonald's. I mean, how many collegiate athletes did you know working corporate jobs back in the day during the off season, making enough money? They had to get by and get it, and then they got to the league, and that's how they started creating value for themselves. None of them was working corporate. So why are we treating these guys? Okay, if we're going to give them $10K a month, they should be committed to something. You're talking about 7-8 months out of the year where you're giving a college athlete, a teenager, anywhere from $60,000 to $95,000, $120,000 in a 6-month time span. Some of us as adults and career personnel don't even make that in a year. But we're saying it's okay to put that on. And we all know that there's more to it than the players just request this. A lot of the families and camps and advisors around these players are the reason why we're seeing this. So I would make an argument that college football is currently dying because of NIL and portal. Let me get into a few of these articles. I want to talk about this. This is the funny one that we kind of saw unfold, but we knew it was going to happen sooner or later. And we literally had a conversation about this on the show not too long ago about how players can say, yeah, they could literally take a check, an advance, right? And then go in and say, you know what? I ain't feeling it. I'm gonna go to this school. You know, I came for the visit. I done checked in. I'm about to enroll. Now I changed my mind. You know what I'm saying? They can actually do that nowadays, chat. And the messed up part about it is everybody knows it's messed up. Everybody knows it's messed up. Even the people that's moving the money know it's screwed up right now. But it's more so about winning than anything. It's more so about winning than anything. What's up, Kirk Free TV? I see you over there, man. Top of the morning. Appreciate you, Kirk Free. Appreciate you for pulling up. Tap that screen for you, boy, man. We're trying to get up to doggone 1K likes on the TikTok screen. Shout out to the 20 in the chat on YouTube. Listen, Before we continue, I need to take a moment right now and thank all of our sponsors once again. All of our sponsors, we appreciate y'all for supporting and tapping in with the Coach Smook Network. Listen, we got a lot of things going on here at the Coach Smook Network. Hopefully y'all can see y'all can see this. Hold on, let me see. Can y'all see the little opening sponsor video right now? Yeah, so while you're here, tapped in right now, a little infomercial cut. Think about becoming a member of the Coach Smook Network and supporting all of our sponsors and all of our apparel. We got the Smook Scoop. When you become a member, you get the Smook Scoop, man. Everything inside news you want to know about Alabama recruiting, team news, team reporting, all of that. We provide it here on the Smook Scoop, and you get it by becoming a member. Ask for that link in the chat so you can become a member of the AAA family. And don't forget, go check out our merch, man. Check out our merch on the Coach Smook Network. We got all of our hoodies. All of this merch, red letter, white letter lineup is available until May 1st. After May 1st, we will see a new lineup come out. And then again, shout out to our sponsors, man. Diamond Sports Group. They have powdered the lab. D1 Savage 707, the Phoenix City, the Twin City Outlaws, and the Phoenix City Savages. A nice organization that's growing and helping kids get to the next level in football. Then we also want to give a shout out to our sponsors through Yon Apparel. Yon Apparel, man, we just partnered with Yon Apparel. They got us fitted with some Urban Street Apparel. Urban Street Apparel is I'm telling y'all, this right here is some fire apparel. This is just one article that he has on the website. But go check it out, Yarn, YAHN on Instagram. Go check it out. You'll see him posting. We're getting the website up so that you can get those orders in. You can order through Instagram right now. Great startup. Support your black-owned businesses, man. Support your black-owned businesses. If you all want to support the culture for real, support Yarn. And shout out to Minnesota Executive Security and all of our partners here on the Coach Smook Network. We appreciate each and every one of you for doing what you do, supporting the Coach Smook Network. And everyone that's part of the AAA family, thank you for getting that wristband and joining the AAA family. Let's get back into the show, chat. Y'all ready? Because I am. Like my son say, let's get to it, chat. All right, so boom, shakalaka. One of the stories that kind of has taken the I guess you could say taken the airwaves, right, is the young man from North Carolina, the Maryland transfer. He was supposed to be committed to North Carolina, got on the Bill Belichick hype train. Everybody was going to rock with Bill because, you know, he doing his thing in North Carolina. Now you look at it, and this gentleman enters the portal from Maryland, says, I'm going to sign with North Carolina. Not only does he say he's going to sign, chat, he actually signs a contract. And per reports, this contract had to do with, you know, basically how much his upfront bonus was going to be, and then his monthly payout or his weekly payout, however the stipend was, but then also some perks was involved. You know, Texas has been pulling a lot of guys in their recruiting. They like to throw the cards in their face. Texas got good money. They show you a great time when you go to Austin, but they take you right outside of Austin, which is like the rich neighborhoods where all the kids live, all the rich college kids live. And they just show you the best time of your life. They basically show you how much access you have to the great state of Texas as a Texas football player, Longhorn football player. So you get a guy like this, LaVon Johnson, somebody that I think was severely. I mean, you get a guy like this in the portal. He didn't pop enough at Maryland to even get the type of attention he's getting now. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion. But I look at how he did. This is what I mean by contaminating the game, like really taking the passion and the commitment factor away from the game. And this is just one story that we can talk about. There's many more that we can dive into, but I just want to talk about this one. And let's get to it. Let me fade this out. All right, so looking at it here. The Maryland transfer defensive lineman Levon Johnson, who signed a contract earlier today with UNC, has now signed with Texas. On 3 has learned. And the thing is, he didn't even want it to be public. That's how you know it's a screwed up game. You had people trying to. So the backstory behind this, the behind the scenes story, y'all know I like to tell the truth. The backstory is he used what he signed from UNC to pay people to be like, hey, keep it hush hush. And it wasn't even like nothing like that. He signed the contract. He hadn't even been given any no transactions were made. So in his mind, you know, it wasn't an actual contract. But anytime you put your name, you sign on a dotted line, that's a contract in this culture, right? And in American culture. How do we punish this young man? And I don't necessarily want to say punish. I don't want to say the word punish, but how do we hold him accountable? This is not teaching good business for a professional athlete. You can't do that in the NFL, chat. There are different stipulations and things, and this is, I believe, everybody's main gripe about the NIL structure, the structure of the NIL. There are no penalties for guys not upholding their end of agreements. This is literally what American economy, trade, bartering system is based off of, commitments, right? I'm going to sell this for $12. You're committed to giving me $12 plus the taxes. If you want it, that's what you're committing to. And you're able to do that. Now, if there's a refund, even in refunds, there's a certain stipulation around refunds. So I would like to say this. When you have players feeling like that, they literally can move without any parameters. That's going to force the coaches to say, okay, no need to recruit. Just wait for the portal. And the sad thing is there are players out there that really want to just do what's best for their career. And some have fought for 2 and 3 years. I saw some. Listen, this is how funny it is. This is how funny this portal thing has. This is how muddy it's made the water. Let's put it like that. You have preferred walk-ons like D'Lo Davis, played at Alabama, a walk-on, DB, has grown his following by, you know, basically just allowing people kind of see the behind the scenes of Bama Nation. Y'all see anybody post anything in a Bama facility, y'all gonna follow him. That's one thing. One thing about Bama Nation, y'all. But the young man is a quality DB. Look good against walk-ons and third stringers. All 3 years he's been at Alabama. Right? Has not been able to earn a walk-on, but he's developed. I've seen him get better. Him and Elijah May, I've seen them continuously grow since they've been on campus the past 3 or 4 years, right? I look at it now and he goes into the portal and he announced it on Twitter or Instagram, I believe. And you have Bama fans talking trash about this man because a walk-on hit the portal. Weird, as much weird behavior as that may seem, the even more weird behavior is behind the fact that people don't believe that walk-ons should have an opportunity to go and create value for himself. So I believe if a young man like D'Lo gets into the portal and he goes to a school like South Alabama or Troy or UAB and plays like for 2 years, because I think he should have 2 years of eligibility left. Right? 2 years of eligibility. I think you put a guy like that in the right system, he can mess around and turn around and be a second round draft pick that has a long career. To me, that's the same. You're giving him an opportunity to create value for himself, kind of like Levi Wallace did. In a year where Alabama was limited because of injuries in the secondary, you had a guy, Levi Wallace, show up to your open tryouts. He was a walk-on, practicing with red shirts and walk-ons and scout team, and then shows up, continues to develop, and then all of a sudden he's on the field and ends up being a second round, third round draft pick and it's still a currently I guess you could say a usable piece in the NFL. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is going on with college football? Shout out to my brother Jason for sending that picture, man. He caught me off guard. I thought something bad happened. But yeah, I don't like the fact that schools and agents and all of this is a thing, right? It shouldn't be that. Representation should be there, right? Let's be fair. If we're doing progressional growth, if we're transitioning and trying to create the collegiate level to be a semi professional league, right? We're transitioning the junior professional league. Let's create some parameters to where this is progressing to where it respects the NFL. It respects the next level up. You don't want to limit kids and tell them, hey, they can go to college. You don't want kids thinking they can go to college and get off on 1 year and then just be straight. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. That NIL money do not last long. NIL money is not NFL money. There ain't no what is it, 401k, or there ain't no collective behind it. It's literally that season, that time, and then it's over with. You might get over mom and pop's restaurant every now and then when you go visit, you know. But other than that, it ain't flying. It ain't flying. What the comments say? I'm back in the comments chat. And run the likes up. We got 27 in the chat on YouTube. 21 likes on the stream. Let's get it to 25. We need four more likes to get to our like goal. And we got about 30 minutes left on the show. In the comments, my guy Jarvis Mitchell says, great topic today. I literally told my dad last week I miss when you had to build a team from scratch. Oh, yeah, 100%. Because then you got to see guys develop, man. And it is dampening the game. Like, even now, the recruiting is taking a hit because now you can't really go and find gyms. Like, you could tell the teams that are winning a lot because they're cycling through. You know, once every 3 years or so, you see them pop on the scene and have a great season, and they just dominate because those programs are developing players on roster and creating chemistry, and they're more solidified in their whole operation from top to bottom because they're creating a level of consistency rather than going for the next flashy thing. And we all know, like, that's like getting a new car, right? A new Hellcat, and then trying to go get some extra speed boost stuff, knowing damn well you can get a Scat Pack or whatever, a Hellcat, and that's good enough. But now we got this thing where you got to go for the shiny pieces, and it's hurting the game. So the fact that and then the fact that high school kids are setting precedents before they even take a snap in spring ball, they're setting precedents on what they demand or what they deserve. That's not cool. That's not cool. I understand about playing the market. Like I deal, mind you, I have I got four or 5 stars currently on the Coach Smook Network roster, like that I really consult with and advise for, right? We really started doing it last year under the table, you know, a little bit behind the scenes, just kind of finding out what the scene looks like because NIL is new. So consulting, quote unquote, agent representation is new at the collegiate level. So I'm slowly learning it. I'm kind of collecting from each region, and I'm starting to educate people based off the things that I've been thrown into, and it's beneficial. There's a situation right now. You have a 3-star defensive lineman committed somewhere, right? Creating value for himself, raising his stock. I may not be his primary contact, may not be the primary contact for negotiating with him, but I can be the one that's telling him and his camp, hey, your projections and your quality based off my evaluation and the people that I talk to, they look at you as this guy. So if you're valued at this level and this is the overall average, if a school wants to invest in your projection and say, hey, this is where we see you developing into, that's awesome. This is your range. And you have a lot of people out there doing that, but they're lying. They're padding it so that they can create a negotiation edge for themselves. But Coach Smook is here to kill that and put the rest of them out of business. I'm sorry. I want to see college football be great. I want college football to remain a pastime that I can truly enjoy without all the contamination. So I will be the one. If you're an agent and you end up getting fired by this new 4-star, 5-star because they don't want to cut you in for that 12 to 20% that I'm hearing about off of some of these deals, I'm sorry. But the value of a defensive lineman out of high school should not be $300,000. No player out of high school without taking one snap at the collegiate level should be receiving more than a professor or a police officer that's escorting them every game or securing their dorm. Like in a 6-month time span, you're telling me these players deserved as true freshmen? Now, a young man that's been there for a year and have scored touchdowns and been to treatment and been through the fourth quarter program, off-season program, and had to sit through a few meetings, saw some coaches leave and new coaches come in, had to reestablish himself on the depth chart. If he's saying, if people at his position and his production level are getting $250K, $300K, and he's doing that for your program and you only have one of him, yeah, go ahead. But he's already proven. He's been there for 2 years. A true freshman, and you're telling me that the true freshman can say, I'm worth $150K, and then literally 12 weeks later can say, you know what? I don't like y'all $150K. I'm gonna go take this $160K from ICDC college, right? And I'm just because. That ain't gonna help us. That ain't gonna help us. That ain't gonna help the game of college football. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Jarvis, I see you. D. Mayer. We're not committing for national championships, NFL, or degrees anymore, and never will again. Facts, D. Mayer. I gotta put another chat in the another poll in the chat. I asked earlier, is NIL killing college football? 78% of you said yes. 22% said no. Let me put another poll in the chat. Why not what? Kirk Free? Why not what? Ask me. Why not what? What's good, Jason? Kareem, these kids want everything. They haven't earned anything. That's the problem. It's called NIL for a reason and too many portal openings. 100%. I think we need to cut that portal. Spring portal, you should not be able to transfer after spring as a true freshman. You should not be able to transfer after spring as a true freshman. Especially an early enrollee. Being able to transfer, you come in December and you're able to transfer in April. Kind of craziness in that. And Kirk Free, I know you're going to be speaking from a standpoint of a parent of a collegiate athlete. I would love to debate with any parent who is heavily involved in their child's NIL negotiations, right? Keep on using this, and this is where I defend the collegiate coaches, right? Coaches at the collegiate level do not have near as much control of a football program, not the team, but the program, as much as you would say coach at the NFL level, or a general manager at the NFL level, or a team owner. You have your superintendents, right? Then you have your athletic directors, right? And then you have your general managers. Then you have your director of player personnel. You got coaches. You got your head coach. It's so many other people that control like the movement of and the structure of programs. It's hard. That's why Coach Saban in Alabama started to get caught up with, because Coach Saban really handled all of the in and out, the day-to-day for the football program, from recruiting to, I believe he has a hand in the financial distribution, events, and you know what I'm saying? Like everything. I think Coach Saban, because he was just that structured. He had a wide range of view and so much experience from headset to administrative. And now you see him kind of taking over in the game of marketing, right? Just a student of whatever he does. I think we start to see a lot more structure in NIL after a lot of this 2025 portal season drama. The rules are so corrupt. Facts. I think it's going to get worse with no schools paying players directly. You know what, Jarvis? I don't think so. I think that's going to force guys to really get into it and refine. I think the programs are going to take the lead and start getting back to a more basic level of recruiting, because you're going to have your onesies and twosies every year that go and get the high end guys, big name guys, right? But are they going to be on your roster long enough to even get you a national championship or to even help you keep your job? I don't think I've ever seen a coach get fired because they missed out on one recruit. Right? Now, I've seen a coach get fired because they can't recruit at all. They don't produce any quality recruiting classes. But I don't think I've ever seen a coach get fired because they didn't get a Peter Woods, right? We didn't see Roach get fired because Peter Woods committed to Clemson. We didn't see who was the wide receiver coach when John Ross committed out of Central to Clemson in the state of Alabama. I forget who the wide receiver coach was, but he didn't get fired. Offensive coordinator didn't get fired because we didn't have a system attractive to them or a quarterback that was attracted to. Like, you don't get fired for not being able to get a guy. So if this wave continues, coaches are not going to dial into recruiting. And then what do you have when you don't have a lot of universities or Power Fives? Now there's no reason to dial into the money or put into the NIL, because all we're going to do is go in the portal now. Now we're going to go portal shopping. We're going to the free agent market and shopping. So it's a lot to fix with the NIL and portal. I'm pretty sure we're going to have more conversations around this going into this off season. But as you tap in, remember, drop a like on the stream, share it if you haven't already on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't followed me on TikTok yet, go to TikTok at Coach Smook on TikTok. All of our shorts and everything, all of our TikToks is viral. It's getting crazy. We're growing daily. I think we had like 19 new followers yesterday on TikTok. We'll be gaming again today too. That's why I wanted to go ahead and go live today. I gotta go check on my baby, and then I gotta do a couple of other things, and then we'll be gaming today. NCAA today. We've been on the Warzone tip. We're gonna do a Warzone late night tip. Coaches technically are held accountable. Be wherever the coach goes, that school has to pay the university he is leaving. Facts, Jarvis. Or sign a multi-year extension. Wait, Kirk Free. Why should we hold the student athlete accountable when signing a contract? When we don't hold coaches accountable, the coach the entire season leave before a bowl game. You know what? It's a different thing when you're 3 years into your coaching contract, right? You have yet to see in the collegiate level where a coach has been able to go to a university for 1 year. Nowhere have we seen it. They've either been fired or they've resigned. They have not taken a job while currently, and we're not talking about head coaches. If we're talking about head coaches, you lost the argument. We're not talking about offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. That's not head coaching. That's not head coaching. At the end of the day, if an offensive coordinator leaves after a year of playing in the system, right, or being and you committed to that coordinator, right? 9 times out of 10, that coordinator that's on his way out, he's being replaced by a coordinator that's trying to run that same system. So when let's talk about Steve Sarkisian and Lane Kiffin situation a few years under Bama, a few years ago. Y'all remember Lane Kiffin? We go into the playoffs, and we end up losing Lane Kiffin before the national championship game against Clemson. Steve Sarkisian has to step up, become the OC 3 or 4 days before the national championship, right? If Lane Kiffin had only been at Bama for a year, I could understand everybody's gripes and complaints about him, a commit going, saying, yeah, I was committed to, but you're talking about a system in which, and this is on the staff too, right? If you know you're having an opportunity run up, I don't think there's anything in their clauses that says that they have to, or that they can disclose these things from them as a head coach. You know what's really messed up, Kirk? Now that you made that comment, I don't even think assistant coaches have to disclose who they're talking to. They could be literally taking a job and already be given a job the week 1 of the regular season. So there are multiple ways that we can kind of put some parameters around this. My easy quick fix to fix it all on each level. You got players, true freshmen coming in, getting money. Should be a cap on that. If they have the freedom to move, cap how much they can make. Cap how much they can make. If they have the freedom to move, I don't think any 17 to 19-year-old kid playing football should make more than $65,000 for 4.5 months of not even 4.5 months. Now, what is it? August is 8. Yeah, so for 4.5 months, a lot of them just 3 months, because a lot of them don't even go to the playoffs. 60K plus, 40K plus for showing up and doing what you're supposed to do, getting an education. That's not cool. It's not gonna stand. It's not gonna last. And people gonna start seeing it. They're gonna stop thinking about it on this crazy, extensive, confusing level, and they're gonna dumb it down and fix it. They're gonna fix it. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, though. I guarantee that. We got about 10 minutes left on the show. Listen, I kind of want to get into another topic of conversation before we end it. Nah, Jarvis, look, increased coaches buyouts. People have been trying to poach Nate Oates for a minute, but I think his buyout is like 18 mil. Facts. These kids are technically breaking contracts too, especially when they sign a scholarship and leave in the portal. It's not. I don't think people are recognizing that. We're talking about collegiate athletes, not NFL players, not people who have went through a proven process. A lot of you all work corporate, right? When you got out of high school, the position that you are currently working at corporate, did you just come in and say, I want to be the shift manager? Or did you come in and say, I want to be the program manager? No, you had to work through it. So why are we giving collegiate athletes? I don't care if it's Ryan Williams or Jesse Lee. Why are we giving them an opportunity to create value for themselves? And before they even say or create value for themselves, why are we guaranteeing them any type of money? You know why a draft pick is able to go to first round in the draft? Because guess what? He showed for 3 to 4 years in college that he was able to compete amongst his better than his peers during that time. You can't play a high school player, right? So a high school player needs to prove that he can get to the college level, and then at the collegiate level, I can prove that my value and what I do on the field creates income and revenue for me based off what I do in this jersey for your university. That's what I should be getting paid. And then off of that, I'm creating value for myself. Now I'm selling what I can do for the next organization at the NFL level. Simple. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Keeping the game honest, chat. And it's going to change. Jason said, bro, these are just arbitrary numbers you're throwing out, though. The market is the market. And it is. It is. And it's going to continue to change. But still, you got to have some baseline, right? There should be some baseline there. There definitely needs to be a cap. I think everybody. And exactly, Jason. The collective bargaining deals, they're scared to do that. You want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why there's so much pushback against that? Because you got your agents that's representing these guys now. They're getting that cut and they're paying. They're breaking off the people that's making the rules. They're giving them a cut. So if you start doing collective bargaining agreements, you push the agents out the way, you're lessening their cut. And then now when you lessen their cut, what the people that make the decisions that's making too much anyways, that really don't understand or care to understand what's going on with the game of college football, they're making the decisions though. Now that you're messing with their money, they're not going to be so easily, they're not going to give in so easily to making a system or creating a system that makes sense. Appreciate y'all for the 25 likes on the stream, man. Appreciate y'all. But they're not going to lean in. They're not going to give into that. So for that reason, kind of transition and segue into my next topic. Alabama's NIL philosophy and how they use it in recruiting in the portal, I think is genius. I think it's genius. Amidst the wild wild west of portal and NIL, I think what schools like Alabama, in their facet, in their lane, and what they're doing and how they're doing it, I think they're doing a great job. I look at what Washington, the University of Washington, what Kalen DeBoer just left, is doing in their way when it comes to NIL and portal and recruiting. I like what they're doing. I also look at schools like, there's so many now. I mean, Florida, since they pushed past the Rashada and the Nico stuff a few years ago, 2 years ago now, they've been doing it in recruiting. You know who else is really coming up and finally like using it to their advantage? Notre Dame, portal and recruiting. Ole Miss, portal, right? Philosophies behind utilizing these broken systems. I think Alabama's philosophy is good to keep it honest and to play the game the right way. As messed up it is, as dirty as the game is, there's a right way to play dirty, and I think Alabama does it. So there's this, and I'm not giving no sauce away or nothing like that. This ain't. Just think about it like this, and think about this philosophy for your program. If you're not a Bama fan, wouldn't you like your program to have this type of philosophy? Let's start at the top where you have your general manager Courtney Morgan, right? Let's highlight a few things. He's a former player, collegiate athlete. I think he has some pro experience too. Collegiate football player, played at the Power 5 level, right? Has a degree, has 2 degrees, has experience at multiple stops in this space of general managerism, right? General managing. I said managerism, making up words. You go and get a guy like that, you put him as your general manager, you let him, you push him towards, and your general manager usually is the guy that wants to be more so involved in understanding what the culture is of your program. So when he's coordinating everything around recruiting, player personnel, coaching personnel, right? When he's coordinated all of this and everybody that works under him and that's in charge of going and executing these things, right? You see things, you start seeing things turn over and have success. So you have Courtney Morgan with the experience. Now when he's on the road and he's putting people in place, he's saying, okay, this is the direction that Kalen DeBoer wants to go in. This is the philosophy he's teaching. I don't just speak from a business standpoint because I've been educated by it. I speak from a player standpoint because I've been in this realm or in this space, right? I've been a player. So I can speak on a few things when I'm speaking and making these pitches and telling you what we have available for you at the University of Alabama. Then we're not leading with a pitch of, hey, this is how much money we can get you. But if Jonathan Allen did it under Coach Saban at this level, and he's in the NFL making this much now, 10 plus years later, we can create value for you through the development in this scheme, in this system. Kalen DeBoer's done this, that, and the third. I've watched this player at this university while my time. He has all of this. So you get to pitch that. We can develop you to get there. And we don't know what, like NIL, because there's no cap, the pitching point for Alabama is we are one of the biggest brands in the world. This script A is recognized internationally, right? Sometimes people get it confused with the Atlanta Braves logo, but when it's crimson and white, it's kind of hard to not know anywhere in the world. So you have that picture angle. And Alabama's NIL philosophy has a lot more weight than we've been giving it credit for. We used the Saban effect so long. We used the Saban effect for so long. We used that as like our calling card, but the Saban effect started dying off, I want to say between 2021 and 2024. It started dying off. And you need to juice it up. So Alabama's philosophy with Courtney Morgan spearheading. Then you have guys like Jatavis Sanders, another former player. Ha Clint Dixon, another former player. Tony Jones, another former player. Ellis Ponder. I don't think Ellis played, but been around the game his whole life. And then you got your superintendent, man. Not your superintendent, your athletic director. And Greg Byrne, like, this is a strategic placement as far as getting a group of collectives to come together and really have a mindset that matches, so that you can structure your movement around this wild west of college football and portal. Strategic placement of personnel and personalities and what their expertise are allows your program to stay atop of the game, amongst the highest, the top of the ranks. And Alabama has it set up good. From an administrative standpoint, like I said, we just talked about Courtney Morgan and those guys. But then on the coaching staff, I continue to highlight this, and I won't ever stop highlighting it. The fact that you have, 7 or 8 coaches on that staff that were either coordinators or former head coaches, right? That's a quality staff in the Power 5 rankings. So I tell you right now, there's a lot of things to look forward to at Alabama when it comes to the NIL approach for the football program. I think basketball is catching up. Baseball is definitely catching up. The University of Alabama as a whole, when it comes to our athletics, is catching up. And I think we're in a good position to see the football program benefit before we see anybody else benefit. This summer's recruiting is going to be so fun covering it. I'll be able to tap into the recruiting in a whole different space. Shout out to our whole gang up there in Tuscaloosa, man. That's been showing us some mad love, man. Listen. So if you all notice, I haven't been reporting or posting on recruiting a lot. And this is the end of the show. We're kind of dialing it down now. I haven't been posting on recruiting a lot because of the reasons why. I ain't gonna tell y'all. Too many people watching and copying my show. You know what? I gotta say this. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it to be petty, but it's a show, man. And it's obvious. I just want you to know, stop copying me. Stop. Somebody clip this so they can see me staring. Stop copying me. And then if you want a smooth background, just get you a green sheet, man. This is a sheet behind me. You know what I'm saying? That the virtual background option on StreamYard, that junk look raggedy. And then this little streaming software, you see how my mic sound clear? This don't cost that much. And I know you got people donating to you, right? Well, you don't get super chats yet because you don't have enough followers. But I know that crew, they supposed to be helping you. I mean, they rock with me when they I'm giving. You can get this. It's only like $30 on the TikTok shop right now. You get this, and it's a good setup. It's a good startup. Do that, and then you can start copying my content. Cause right now that junk look garbage. But back to it. I just had to do that quick. What was on? I had to chat. I'm sorry. Where we was at? Why am I pointing like y'all is in here with me? What am I looking for? Oh, there you go. Alabama programs, NIL. We're going to see a change. Gotta play the game, but you're going to see a change. Now, this morning, it wasn't necessarily just for football talk, Jordan. Stop. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Jason, you know who I'm talking about, too. That's why you laughing. You know what? Let it happen again. Dylan, let it happen again. I got to. Dylan, if it happen again, I'm going to call him out. And I'm going to invite him on the show so we can talk about it. And ask, if you want it to leave so bad and do your own thing, do your own thing. Stop copying me. That's all. But if y'all enjoyed the show today, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's go to the podium real quick, man. I don't even know what the podium page look like. I ain't adjust that. Let me see. Oh, yeah, we're good on the podium. Let's go to the podium, chat. Gonna pull it up, man. Nick Stella coming in with the hey, check it in. What you mean? Petty pill for Smook. Hey, that's a big pill. That's a big pill to swallow. Pause. I'm petty, man. I get Kareem. You know who I'm talking about. Everybody that's been here know who I'm talking about, and it's sad because you got people running their mouth talking about this and that, and nobody wanna. Dear Jesus, help me. Listen, I'm praying publicly. Y'all think I'm laughing and playing around. I'm so serious. I need help. I want God to really touch me because I have so much leniency towards and tolerance towards ignorance, and I can't believe I have it. As much as I speak on it, and as crazy as I know I can get, I've tolerated a lot these past two and a half months when it came to my name, my brand, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the jokes from people who swear up and down that they were the reason. Like, I'm sick of it, because at this point it ain't jokes no more. Who I'm talking about? The fast walk. The short fast walk with Brown from Medea. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm only doing this because it's the end of the show. But if you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share it. And if you have not become a member of the AAA family, for $2.99 you can support. Get the inside scoop, behind the scenes. You want VIP presence? It's up there. You got a VIP package there for you. VIP membership. Right, Deborah. Wash them hands. Wash them hands. But I appreciate y'all that stuck around. And I'm waiting for any one of them to come out publicly and make the claims that they've been making. That way, when I clap back, y'all know how I do. If you do it in public, if you start in public, I'm gonna finish in public, right? Or hell, if you do it in private, I'm gonna finish it in public. Ask Kyle Henderson. That's my dog. He learned, didn't he? He learned the hard way. That's my dog though. It's only $2.99, Jarvis. $2.99. $2.99, man. I think. Or is it $4.99? It might be $4.99. It might be $2.99. I'm pretty sure it's $2.99 though. That $4.99 stuff, that was the old crew. Dino, not only do I watch them a lot, I get sick. I don't watch them. I don't watch them a lot. The people that supposed to be supporting him keep sending me doggone screenshots and bro, look at what he said. Is this true? Is this true what he said? Man, and it's my thing is this, and I still watch I still go and check out Kangaroo Black. I'm not talking about Kangaroo Black. Some of y'all might think I'm talking about, nah, I ain't talking about Kangaroo Black. He ain't even, like I said, Kangaroo Black has been entertainment for me since I started watching Bama content. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all. I don't mean to turn into a petty moment, but you gotta say it. You gotta say it. Especially when they got your number and they can't hit you up, or they know what they doing. They know what they doing. And please, guys, when y'all send me stuff, make sure it's a good part of the stuff. Cause I only just start tell me what time. I don't mind going to check it out. I leave my reactions and everything. If it's lame, I don't react. If it's funny, I put laughing faces. If I like the content, I like it. That's just me. I don't have nothing other than the fact that that's with everybody's stuff. If I like it, I'm gonna like it. You ain't gotta like it. If I like it, I'm gonna like it. All right. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for being here. We got some business to handle today. Listen, don't forget NCAA. We kicking it off today. I think I'm gonna go live at noonish, maybe a little bit after. I gotta go see what's going on with Bay first, and then we're gonna get into it. But with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed the show today. If you enjoyed the show, run the doggone comments up. Let me know where you watch it from on the way out. We're gonna do like our little show ending chat check or whatever. So make sure y'all tap that screen, tap the like. And remember, if you're not a member, AAA, go get one. Get that wristband. And check out all of our apparel. Shout out to all of our sponsors. I'm missing something else. Oh, any birthdays for the month of April and the month of May. We forgot to do it last month. Been so busy. But if you want your birthday recognized, go in Discord. Announce it in Discord. Mary J get it. And then also supply a picture, man. As a matter of fact, we'll actually create a channel for birthdays. Give us a picture so we can start giving our birthday shout outs to our supporters, man. Appreciate everybody for being here today. And remember, man, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, coach. I'll catch y'all on the next one, baby. Y'all be easy, man.